Hi friends, welcome to Docker series. Today we are going to discuss container commands. In previous section I explained how to pull a Docker image from the Docker hub, then how to run. Just I explained. Now you have idea on what is a Docker, why we are using the Docker, and of some Docker image commands we already explained in my previous section. So in this section we will deep dive on the container. What are the different ways you can run a container and how to stop and how to start. So different ways of, we have lot of commands, around 10-15 commands I have, so we'll practice in this section. Okay, let me quickly start. Okay, what is a container? A simple, first before discussing about a container, what is an image? Image is a blueprint. By using that image you can create any number of instances, that means any number of containers. What is a container? Container are running instances of a Docker image. The meaning will be the same. Okay, so in the container exactly what it will be there, a data, that means it is a software package. It contain all your libraries, applications, dependencies in order to run your application. That is a container. Okay, so the booting is very fast. By using the container you can start and stop, you can kill and remove. These actions you can do by using the container. But whereas in the image, can I stop an image? So no, there is no concept of stopping an image. Okay, there is no stop command, but you can remove a Docker image, you can remove a container image, both. Okay, basically container is nothing but a virtual machine. Okay, it is running on your machine, it will share your resource to everything. Okay, if 2 GB RAM is there, the 2 GB RAM it will be shared to your whole container. If you are running a container, how much that container need, that much RAM it will be allocated, so it won't, any wastage won't happen. Okay, this is called a container. Let me quickly start container commands. So before starting that, I want to tell one more thing. If did you notice that, like if you download an Ubuntu ISO image, if you deploy ISO image in a virtual box, how much memory it is required? The file itself 2 GB to download. Again you are running on a virtual machine, it will take some more memory and some more GB, right? So but if you pull from container, it will be hardly, how much MB is there. Okay, I will pull an image, just clearing my screen. Let me see, docker images. Anytime you observe, how come the Ubuntu machine within 73 MB is available. If I put suppose again docker pull Ubuntu, if I done later the latest, hardly it will be less than 200 MB. How it is consuming in that less memory? Anytime you think that it's we are saying container is a virtual machine, how means, what exactly is happening is it won't run any kernel. That means it will use a host operating system kernel in order to run your virtual machine. Whereas if you download, if you work on the virtual box, it will take the whole kernel and it will deploy everything. But the container, it will use the resources of your host operating system. So that's why the memory of a particular image is very less size, it's a ready made available. That's why if you run the commands, what are the things is required for the binaries and libraries, those things only it will be there in your Docker image. Okay, I hope you are clear. I will show you how to understand this one. Please watch till end to all the comments, then you will have a better idea. Okay, first I will do Docker container. There are we have a way also, no need to use the container. The container name is an optional. Okay, Docker container image name. While you are seeing a writing a container, it will be a readable. Okay, you are running a container in that way. Okay, what I meant to say, I have an Ubuntu image. First let me check any process is running. No process is running, that means container is not running anything. Now I want to run my container. If you observe Docker container run, just I'm giving my Ubuntu name, just I'm giving name. Just if you type enter, what is internally happening? The container is created and destroyed. Why? Because you are not interacting with the terminal, just you simply ran the container, you destroyed. If you see here docker ps, there is no existing process, whereas if you see docker ps -a, see this is available. And if you observe here, there is a name concept, romantic underscore go click. See, actually these names are randomly selected by the docker. It will assign one name to your docker name. You can customize your names, and you can customize your host names also. I will explain, don't worry. Okay, so this command, now you are good to go. Okay, that means, you know, if you run, it will create a container and it will destroy the application. Okay, now your requirement is, I don't want to destroy my container, I want to work something. Then how you want to interact with the container? Means there is a, you need to interact with the terminal, right? If you speak in the ubuntu, there is a tty, right? So that is why what I will do, docker container, I'm giving -it, that means interactive terminal. This is the meaning of T means a terminal, I means interactive. So just I'm running my ubuntu. What will happen, just observe. Sorry, I given a mistake. I need to run my container, right? Docker run -t ubuntu. See, now you are inside your container. If you observe here, it is my Bhaskar at the rate. This is my host operating system. Now if you run your container root at the rate, this means your container ID is nothing but your host name. How to confirm? Just do the ls command. See, all Linux based directories is available here. I hope you are clear this one now. So this container, now you are in interactive mode. Now suppose if you exit, what will happen? The container is running, your work is completed. If you done the exit, what will happen? Let me open another terminal. Docker ps, either there is one container is running ps-a, the container name is, which one exactly is running now? Nifty underscore ride. So whenever if you exit will happen, immediately it will go to in this one. That means the container will be exit from your system, it will be destroyed. If you see enter, if I done, go and run this command. See, nifty underscore ride. See, your container is exited. That means whatever you done in your container, whole application will be lost, right? Now that is one point. To drawback of this one, we have some other concepts. End of the session I will explain what is the concept we are going to explain. Okay, remember this point. Okay, now to interact the terminal, you are using this one. This is one way. Now my requirement is different. Now means I want to run my container in the background, I don't want to interact with my terminal. Then how you will do? In which cases? A real-time use case. Suppose you are running, you can create the container by using the Jenkins. I mean, you can Jenkins container you can create, but Jenkins, you no need to watch your logs every day, right? I want to run in the background, only UI you will take care, right? So in that time how you will do? So I want to run my container in the background. How you will run? That is called detached terminal, interactive terminal and detached terminal. So this one, no, you know, interactive -dt if you given, that is called detached terminal. Okay, now what I will just clearing my screen, docker container run -dt ubuntu. If you given here, one container is created in the backend. If you see docker ps, now it is started with my container 8 seconds ago. Now only I created, right? This is called trusting underscore tesla, some name it is, randomly you got this name. Okay, now if you want, now it is started. Now maybe you have got the requirement, I want to log into the inside your virtual box, sorry, your container. Then how you will do that part? Okay, this is you are running in the background. Now exec, this is the command you can go inside your container. How you can do that? Docker exec, in interactive mode, which name, which one either you can use the name, either you can use the container id, and which bash you want to run, bash bash. If you run here, now you are inside your Ubuntu machine. So this is one more way you can, if you want to enter inside the container, you need to execute this command. Maybe you can do the ls command. So see the way of the logging. If this is means if you exit, container will be stop. Okay, if you run in the detach, now you are exited. Now if I do the exit, what will happen? Okay, before going to that, clearing my screen, docker ps, which one? Now trusting underscore tesla is running now. Okay, now what I will do, now I will do the exit. Just observe here what is happening. Docker ps, still it is running. Why? Because your container is running on the background. That's why this container still it exists. Okay, I hope you are clear. Okay, now you want to stop this container. How to stop the container? You can go for docker container stop. You can give your container id. See, your container is stopped now. If you go and click here, docker ps-a, there is, where is my trusting? See, trusting underscore tesla. Okay, I hope you are clear this one. Okay, now we'll go for the next command. I hope this command is done. Now on the fly way, when I say you created a container, try to understand my question. You created a container. If you exit, what is happening? The container will be exit. Container is stopped, but still the container is available in your system, right? If you do docker ps space -a, still if you exit, still trusting underscore tesla is there. Okay, now my requirement is, whenever your work is done, if you want to exit, it should delete on the fly. That means automatically it should delete. It should not be there inside docker ps_a also. In that way, in that time, how you want to execute the command is, just click here. Right now only trusting underscore tesla only are there. This is Ubuntu machine, right? Now what I will do, docker container, I'm giving one command -rm. Just please try to, rm is nothing but removing, and the see the difference previously and now, and -it, I will give CentOS now. Okay, now sorry, what is the command? Docker container -rm. Okay, docker container -rm -it, and you want to run a CentOS. Some issue is happening. I thought to explain something. If you run your container docker run, so it is going and finding this action. So I want to do one more action, -rm/bash. See now what is happening. Now I am creating my content, I am running my container in interactive mode, and I am giving -rm. That means whenever your work is completed, if you exit, it will delete automatically in the background also. Okay, and if you see, there is a CentOS some issue. Let me take okay, let me take the Ubuntu only. Okay, now you are inside your container now. Okay, if you go and check here, existing container docker ps, if you run, now it is tender_pascal, right? Previously when I exit here, what will happen? Now you can ls command, and if I write exit previously, it will go and it will sit here it will delete here and dockerps-a. Here that tender underscore Pascal, it will be sit here, right? Now it is already running this one. Now what will happen, whenever I exit here, it will delete automatically here. If you want to check, just run the command. See, are you able to see here any tender? Previously the tender is there. If you don't use the hyphen rm, what will happen, you need to go here, you need to remove yourself. How to remove your container? Docker container rm, and you can give either your container id. Your container is removed. In this way you need to remove all the containers. If you on the fly, if you want to delete, then you can delete. That is one more option. Either you need to remove manually like this. This is one more way you can delete your container in the background. I hope you are clear. This command you are clear now. Next, this is second set of commands. Okay, container commands. Okay, as of now, just I'm clearing my screen. Docker ps right now is there. You are observing tender, Tesla, some random names are getting, right? If you want to give your own name, still you can give. How to give that? Docker container run -it interactive mode. I'm giving -- name. I'm giving as a Java Express VM. And one more, I can give my host name also. I can give my host name. I will give as a Ubuntu 80 Ubuntu underscore Java. Okay, Ubuntu VM. I am giving. Now I am running your Ubuntu. Try to observe here. Sorry, not -- only is interactive terminal, right? See here, this is my root user and this is my host name. That host name you are given, right? This is your host name. And if you go and check here, docker ps, see, this is my Java Express VM. You can customize the name and you can give the host name also. Okay, now you are running here some ls commands. I am doing, I created some abc.txt file I created in this way, right? Now what I want to do, I have some command docker container pause. I am giving. What will happen? See, whenever you are giving this command, what happen is your VM will be a pause. If I give, I'm giving a b c, I given, I'm not able to see here. That means your VM is pause sometime, not sometime. Until you unpause, this VM will be a pause state. Now if you want to unpause, just go and type here unpause. Now you will able to see here. See, when it is a pause state I given, but still I'm not able to see. Whenever if you unpause your VM, you are able to see in this way. This also two more comments, you can check it out. Now you know how to give the name, how to give the host name, pause and unpause. Now still how to remove the container, you know, I have two more comments. Top command. Okay, now what will happen, this command is running, right? Inside my VM I am giving some top command I given. Okay, in this what all the things is happening, bash is running and top is running. If you really go to your virtual machine, I'm going here, just let me log in. This is my this is also one Ubuntu machine, right? If you go and give the top command, internally how many processes running? Kernel thread, lot of things are running. But whereas in this VM only two things are running. That means what are the things is required particular about that container, those things only it will be run inside your container. Remaining whatever it needs, it will take from host operating system. Some chunks of kernel it will give to that container. That's why the size will be very less. Okay, this is one more way. I want to say that docker container states I want to give my ID. Okay, container ID. If you give here, it will give the live data to you. See, if you are working on anything, it will change. You see how much CPU is utilizing, how much percentage. Right now there is nothing much, I'm not working here, so that's why it is using in this way. ls command, just you, it will be keep on changing how much memory it is using, how much limit, everything you can see by using this command. Okay, now we'll go for the next, and this is top command. Top command and status command. There is a top command is also there, right? Just I will try to write same thing instead of statistics, and I will use a top command now. See right now which one is running? Single, only bin bash is running here. Okay, now I will do top command here. Inside my VM I'm running one more command as a top. Okay, if you see here, again I'm running my top command. See, this particular process is created in the backend. Here if I exit here, again if you go and check here, only bin and bash is running. That means only shell script you can able to execute. So these are all some container related commands, and you know the remove and the kill. Just you can give and kill your process whatever you want. Okay, forcefully you can do. And a remove command also, just you already saw already, just ps-a if you want to remove your container or hyphen forcefully if you want to remove, just you go ahead and run. See, that means this already container is running, forcefully I am removing my container. So these are all the container related commands. Okay, in the next section I will discuss one good concept. Okay, so I want to highlight one point. Containers are immutable. That means if you have some data inside your container, if you remove the container, you never get back the data, right? This is one of the drawback of the container. So due to this problem, they introduced one more concept, Docker volumes. We will see in the next section. Thank you guys.